I will not give up on my dreams.
Pain Hustlers stars Emily Blunt, Chris Evans, and Andy Garcia. It's based on the true story of a small pharma company that blew up by selling a fentanyl-based drug until everything came crashing down. Garcia plays the eccentric founder, and Evans is a sales rep who hires Blunt to also sell the dubious medicine. It's directed by David Yates, known for Harry Potter movies, and he said Emily was the heart of the film, both on and off screen.
And she was practically in every single day of a 9-week shoot. I think it was the 3 days or 4 days when we didn't shoot with her, and she went to London. She flew to London to promote another project she'd been working on, and then flew back to be with us. So she was an absolute champ, I would say.
Pain Hustlers is rated R and begins streaming on Netflix tomorrow.
The movie is set in Florida, but there's a big local connection. I'm so glad we're doing a story about costume designer Colleen Atwood.
Yeah, she was born and raised right here in Washington State, but for decades she has been one of the most prolific and successful costume designers in all of Hollywood.
Use your crisis as your fire. You'd be amazed at what you're capable of.
Pain Hustlers marked the 86th project for Colleen Atwood, who spent more than 40 years designing costumes for Hollywood's stories. But her own story began east of the mountains.
Born in Ellensburg. I don't know, it's on my IMDb, Yakima, but I was never born in Yakima. I was born in Ellensburg, Washington.
She grew up in the small farming community of Quincy before moving to Seattle.
I worked at Frederick and Nelson, kind of in the Yves Saint Laurent boutique area, managing that for 2 or 3 years. Working in Seattle or anywhere and having all kinds of different jobs, working in the fashion section in the 70s and working in restaurants and doing all those things informs what you do as a costume designer, because you meet all kinds of people, which you can apply the character to your work as a designer.
She's been nominated for 12 Oscars and won 4, including one for Alice in Wonderland. Atwood has collaborated with Tim Burton for decades, most recently for Wednesday on Netflix.
What does Wednesday have in common with the very real world of Pain Hustlers?
They're both about people. They're about, you know, the human character. They're about people that struggle, people that don't struggle, and sort of how they come together in the world. And I think it kind of applies to pretty much any story that you're telling.
And what is it like for you when you finally see it on the big screen and see the actualization of your work?
It's fairly cringeworthy because I just see everything that, like, I wish I'd done different or that I missed, and you know, it's very self-torturing. But generally after a movie's been out for a while and I look at it 4 or 5 years later, I actually have fun looking at it.
What would you say to a young person living in Quincy with big dreams of their own who might be watching this interview?
Go for it. I mean, you never know what life will bring you. You know, when I lived in Quincy, I never dreamed of doing this. I dreamed of other things, and you never know the journey that your paths can make.